Hello, good morning, dear friends. This is Kunal Nagpal, and I heartfully welcome you all to today's session. Dear friends, I hope you all are rocking in your respective lives. Today's session basically talks about the enemy in the shadows. You're not getting it? Here is the picture. I hope this picture would tell you a lot about today's topic. It's basically a current topic which is gaining light day by day, and it needs to be addressed at the earliest by the concerned authorities, as well as the mass awareness campaigns are also being arranged. Moreover, the public needs to be educated at the best possible level, because it's the inner conscious which has to work here in order to eradicate this menace from the society. So here it goes. Enemy in the shadows. With a new case registered every hour, India has become a hotbed of stalking incidents. It's the time the authorities took a hard look at the law and its implementation to enhance the deterrence on the ground. And this particular article has been written by Mr. Amitabh Srivastav and illustration by Nilanjan Das. So here it goes. All Sanjeev Singh remembers was a ball of fire running towards him at 4 a.m. on August 23, only when he heard it scream, "Bachalo," that is, "save me, Bachalo Papa," did he realize that it was his 16-year-old daughter Ankita, a student of class 12 at Girls High School located in Jarodi in Jharkhand's Dumka district. They rushed her first to the nearest hospital and later shifted to Ranchi, but Ankita succumbed to her injuries after struggling for 4 days. Ankita was a victim of stalking, which has become a growing menace in India. Her stalker, a 23-year-old named Shahrukh Hussain, had been pursuing for her to close to 3 months. He basically called her again at 8 p.m. on August 22, this time to deliver the final threat: "Be my girlfriend or I will kill you." The bright student, who had a high academic hope, had no time for the stalker, but Shahrukh, like many others of his ilk, was unwilling to take no for an answer. Ankita told her father, a grocery shop worker, about Shahrukh's threat shop worker, and she told about Shahrukh's threat the moment he returned home at about 10 p.m. Sanjeev promised to speak to Shahrukh's family the next day, and tragically, that would prove too late. Yes, it was too late. Ankita had been sleeping by a window in her room when she awoke with a start to find Shahrukh and his accomplice Naeem drenching her with petrol. Then they lit a matchstick and threw it at her. So sad. So sad. Where is the humanity going? Where is the humanity going? It's really sad. When they arrested Shah Rukh the next day, he seemed unprepared, even grimming while being put in handcuffs. In his mind, he had done nothing wrong, and he certainly wasn't the first for whom love had turned into an obsession to the point of annihilating the object of his affection if he couldn't attain it. Stalking was first criminalized in India in 2013. Since then, the number of cases recorded by the National Crime Records Bureau, that is NCRB, had nearly doubled from 4,689 in 2014 to 9,285 in 2021. That's 25 cases a day, or one every hour. Dear friends, on this note, I would like to quote, every second day we keep on hearing about the literacy rate. That is, we need to enhance our literacy rate, be it for the girls, be it for the boys. The literacy rate should be increased. The percentage score increased. That is the percentage score got in class 10th or class 12th should increase, and the number of students enrolled in the top colleges of the country should be increased. It is very important. But my dear friends, we should pay equal emphasis, rather more emphasis, on how educated, how really educated our masses are in terms of the real education, in terms of the real education, that is, how far their third eye has got open, the third eye of wisdom, wherein they just want to be able to respect the integrity, to respect the individuality of another human being. Yes, my dear friends, this is the only requirement, and for that, the child's parents, the child's teachers, they should be the real role models. The actors are the role models. And these politicians are the role models for the youth of our country. That is also good. But along with that, the real models should be the parents. And the parents need to create a very, very cordial atmosphere at home so that their children can approach them any time of the day, 24/7. And both the partners need to respect each other's individuality, respect each other's existence. That's what their children will observe, be it a boy, be it a girl. They will observe that their parents are respecting each other's existence, in respecting each other's opinions. Obviously, the two persons will have different opinions on any matter, but the way the overall negotiation is being held is actually very, very important. And we also know that the children are the key observers, and they learn nearly 95% of the things through observing. So That's why it is said parents are the real teachers. And obviously, if the parents and teachers are the real role models for the students or for their children, then obviously the children would not engage in wrong company. They would not befriend with wrong people. So this is of extreme importance, my dear friends. And you were also noting that I was playing with the logo of my shirt, of my t-shirt a while ago. The reason being, I was trying to identify, is this logo extremely important? Is this logo extremely important? The extreme, what is extremely that was actually quite deliberate. I wanted to show you that the real logo is my character. The real logo of a person is the character, not the logo of a dress one is wearing. One's identity is actually not judged by the logo of the clothes he or she is wearing. The right logo will lead to right character. Right character will lead to right personality. Right personality will lead to right lifestyle, and right lifestyle will lead to a successful society. And that's what we want. That's what we want. To be stable in all the crises. That's what we want, and that is possible only with the right character. And the right character is the logo of the pure soul. Purity and right character are the actual logo a soul should carry, the purity and the sanctity of the individual. Now, going forward, coming back to our session, stalking itself is nothing new. It is perhaps as old as history itself. The pursuit of a woman is, in fact, normalized, even valorized in the Indian society. It's also a familiar trope of Bollywood fantasy, where the determined pursuit of a woman is inevitably rewarded. So basically, as per the statistics, that nearly 25 cases a day or one case every hour is being recorded for the misbehavior towards a woman. That is, as per the National Crime Records Bureau, NCRB, 4,689 cases in 2014 and 9,285 cases in 2021. So we have seen nearly double the cases in the tenure of 7 years. How shameless is this? How shameless. This is really, I'm sorry to use this word, but we can't afford such type of atrocities towards the existence of the pure innocent souls. We really need to develop in true terms. So it is, however, when such pursuit becomes obsessive that stalking becomes a menace, driven by a deluded sense of romantic or sexual entitlement. The stalker seems unable to accept rejection. Showing little regard for the law, he or she then makes repeated attempts to contact the victim to gain control over them, or with the motive of payback. I would like to pause here and ask you guys, is a girl a commodity? Is a girl a mere means of fulfilling one's desire? Is this an ice cream that I want to have a hot chocolate fudge, Sunday hot chocolate fudge? And I want to eat that hot chocolate fudge, and then I would feel happy because it is sweet in nature. I'm very, very sorry to put such a bad example, such a bad example here, but that's what the state of the society that's what the current state of the society. That's what is mentioned here. That's what is mentioned in the statistics. That if the culprit receives continuous no from the victim, if he is getting such secretion of hormones inside him, and he is receiving no from the culprit, if he is receiving no from the victim, he will harass that victim. How sad it is. I really pity the upbringing of the parents. I think that should be the reason for which the parents try to kill the girls, that is female infanticide. Rather, it should be the male infanticide, because they can't imbibe positive sanskars in their male children. Rather, it should be the male infanticide. It is the failure of the parents, not of the children. It is the failure of the parents. It should be male infanticide, not female infanticide, if this kind of trend can't stop. Now, coming back to the session again. The idea of consent, says feminist activist Kavita Krishnan, is still not properly understood in Indian society. Often men feel women are basically interested too, but shy to say yes. A misconception that is a result of Indian movie plots or songs where men are often following the reluctant women. Lines like "Tu haan kar ya na kar, tu hai meri kiran" in a hit number from the 1993 psychological thriller Dar are an example of the cultural pathology. Dear friends, media is also playing an immensely important role towards instigating such kind of thought processes in the men, in the youth of the society. So media actually needs to think very, very intricately to form the concept, to formulate the entire concept with great introspection. That is how they can actually help the society to curb the menaces existing there. That is the role of real media. The role of the media is not to help increase the rate of crimes. For instance, rapes in this case. The role of media should be to increase the awareness, to increase the education, to increase the moral standards, to increase the ethical behavior among the youth of the society. Yes, these should be taken as the golden words actually. Now coming back to the session, as we were discussing about that about that song lyrics from that particular movie song, which basically instigates the emotions among the culprits to get into sinful activities. These are the nuances needed to distinguish between someone who is genuinely not interested and someone who is playing coy. Not being able to understand or respect these nuances can result in the dangerous situations where a person is imposing unwanted attention on someone else, be it through stalking, sexual assault, or other forms of intrusive behavior, adds Krishnan. Dr. Basudev Prasad, director of the Central Institute of Psychiatry in Ranchi, believes what stalkers have in common is a complete disregard of the social norms. They get a kick out of breaking the rules, he says. They justify what they do call themselves the victims. They justify completely also what they do, and they call themselves victims. These people are calling themselves the victim. Are they the victim? I would like to say that they are the victims of their own sick psychology, and this sick psychology has been gifted by the media, by the poor upbringing by the parents, by the wrong company of friends in the schools or colleges. This sick psychology is the result of the attention not paid in schools or colleges in the moral studies imparted by their respected gurus, respected teachers. This is the result of the sick psychology because of the victim. Because, my dear friends, every soul, every being is eternally pure, is eternally very, very pure. And divinity is the core nature of every being which lies here. That is the third eye of wisdom. Everyone knows what is right and what is wrong. But what pollutes the minds of the people on gradual basis is the environment in which they are living, is the material which they are consuming, is the company in which they are surrounded with, is the continuous it is the continuous media or the continuous movies with which they are surrounded with or filling their minds with. So we need to pay a lot of attention here, and we need to be actually brave. We should not go towards female infanticide because of the sick mentality of the males in the society. We should rather educate. We should rather educate our boys. We should rather educate our male children to respect the women. To respect the women. That is the main, ultimate need of the hour. Now, let's go towards the statistics once again. What the numbers say. What is scary that the NCRB numbers could be telling only half the story. Though the report says 9,285 stalking cases were registered in 2021, that is last year, it also maintains that as many as 4,890 stalking cases from previous years are still pending investigation. very bad. The police thus had 14,175 cases to investigate at the beginning of the current year 2022. The number at the trial level is even bigger. There were 39,368 stalking cases pending in courts. Of course, 31,194 are from the previous years. When it comes to the court disposal, the NCRB report says 358 cases from the previous year and only 45 cases out of the total of 403 registered this year resulted in convictions. The number of cases acquitted is basically 911, more than double of total convictions. Additionally, as many as 621 cases have been settled out of the court too. Now, these statistics are actually self-explanatory of how heroic this particular menace is and how it is aggravating with each passing day. So obviously, friends, this can only be cured, or this can only be curbed only by increasing, or only by awakening, not increasing, only by awakening our inner consciousness, remembering the concept that we are the pure eternal beings, the children of the Supreme Father, who is the ocean of purity. So purity is our innate nature. We need to awaken this concept among us and in our peers. We need to really meditate on this particular concept. Remember Supreme God. Everyone remembers God, but we should try to invoke our originality. That's how we can curb or lower down the numbers of this particular menace in the society. Dear friends, on this note, I would also like to bring to your notice once again that I am in a hospital, currently being hospitalized for certain ailment, and the noise in our background is sometimes uncontrollable. So I apologize for it from the bottom of my heart, and any disturbance caused in our session because of it, I'm extremely sorry. I'm trying my best to convince them to please lower down their voices so that our session goes undisturbed. Thank you so much. So let's begin with the session. And these numbers admits a senior IPS officer in Jharkhand could well be on the conservative side. Social stigma, apprehension of vengeance, or non-serious response from the authorities are just a few of the reasons why women or their family members don't report the stalkers. This really needs the correction, because the family of the ladies needs to understand that they need to respect the integrity and the individuality of their child, of their girl child. Just because of the social stigma or the apprehension of the vengeance or the non-serious response from authorities, they need to understand that until and unless they bring this matter in, to the picture of the concerned authorities, then only an appropriate action can be taken. It's next depends upon the discretion or the real stigma or the real individuality of that particular person who is listening to this particular case. whether he takes this lightly or strongly. It depends upon his moral ethics. It depends upon the upbringing of his parents. It depends upon the manners he has. It depends upon what type of mentality he possesses. But being a responsible parent, you should bring forward the case if your girl is being stalked, if your girl is being misbehaved in any manner. You should not stop there. Otherwise, I'm very sorry to say, you may very soon lose your girl child, because that stalker, as we had just read a case, as we just read one of the examples, a stalker killed a girl. So please, dear parents, it's my sincere request to not ignore if someone is even stalking your girl. Approach the legal institute, and if the concerned legal person is not paying due weightage, due attention to your concern, approach the higher authorities. And yes, someone will listen, and there is God. He is the supreme judge. He will never let your grievance go unanswered. It's my sincere request, sincere appeal. So going forward, as we discussed, social stigma, apprehension of vengeance, or non-serious response from the authorities are just a few of the reasons why women are of the family members, why women or their family members don't report the stalkers. First of all, why does social stigma exist? So if your girl is being mistreated or misbehaved, she is a girl, she is an individual, she is a beautiful creation by the God, she is a confident human being. So a person who is misbehaving, the parents of that boy should have the social stigma that they have done a very, very, very poor upbringing, not you. They report only when they realize the issue has become too hard for them to handle at the social level, he says. But then it gets really very late. In 2021, Maharashtra recorded the highest number of stalking cases, that is 2,131, followed by Telangana, that is 1,265, followed with Andhra Pradesh, that is 1,185, and Madhya Pradesh, that is 1,072. The alarming rise in the number of stalking and cyber stalking cases suggests that the authorities need to take a hard look at the law and its implementation. India did not have a stalking specific rule till the Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013, which came into force in the aftermath of the infamous Nirbhaya case, went quite viral when a young woman died after being brutally gang raped in December 2012. The law makes stalking a criminal offense punishable by a 3-year jail term, which goes up to 5 years for a second conviction in the same offense. My dear friends, we all are aware of the Nirbhaya case which took place in December 2012, where a young woman, a young girl, lost her life, and she was so brutally raped in the moving bus. How sad it is. How sad it is for the parents who have raised their child till that much age. my real appeal to the parents is to please wake up now. Never, never, never get back because of the social stigma, because of the fear that the respected police personnel will take your complaint non-seriously. You should get up, get awakened, and try to raise your complaint at the right center in a proper systematic manner, even if the second person is not paying due attention. You have to approach the higher authority, and you will obviously be listened. You will be obviously listened. All the rules are now in your favor, and my appeal to the parents of boys is to please do the correct upbringing of your children. You need to imbibe good sanskars in them. Yes, if you have girl children also, you basically instill good manners in both the siblings, and you should try to show equal behavior towards a boy and a girl. No biasness should be there. Both girls and boys are able to do all activities in an equal manner. So it's my sincere request to pay sufficient attention to this particular advice. Thank you so much. Now, going forward, what basically differentiates a stalker from a harmless Romeo? According to the section 354D of the Indian Penal Code, that is IPC, any person who follows women and contacts or attempts to contact to foster personal interaction repeatedly despite a clear indication of disinterest by such women is a stalker. The crime also includes monitoring the activities of women on the internet, covered under the section 67 and 67A of the IT Act 2000. The only exception is if a woman has been pursued for prevention or detection of crime or in accordance with the law. Clearly, only the law enforcement authorities can meet the exception criteria, and only if they have reasonable cause. And one more thing I would like to bring to the notice of the media people, of the people who are responsible for the videography and the overall cinematography, the Indian film industry and the film industry worldwide. Dear people, I request you not to engage the films, not to provoke those ideas which instill sexual interests among the youth of the society, because that leads to a lot of crimes. Please try to provoke the ideas of gender equality, and not gender biasness. There should be an appropriate content showing how to respect the integrity, individuality, and the overall existence of a soul, of a being, so that he or she can lead a very, very respectful life. That should be the basic agenda of you people, not just for the entertainment. And you cannot afford to entertain people or to earn money just by just by just encouraging the ideas of the sexual interest among the public. That's extremely wrong, and I'm very sorry to say, but these kinds of ideas which you provoke nationally or internationally are responsible for majority of crimes against women. Please mind my words, and please, it's my sincere request to do the appropriate amendments in your overall ideas of cinematography and videography and the concept behind them. Thank you so much. So again, we come back to the session where we will try to educate the girl whether she is actually being stalked or looked for. So, are you being stalked? Signs to look out for. Red flags. The stalkers call their victims and send the texts and messages multiple times a day and comment a lot on their social media posts that may or may not be threatening. They keep asking about who their victims were with or where they were. They try getting details about the victim through friends, family members, overall family members, co-workers or acquaintances. They may hack into their victim's email. So what should you actually do? Just say no, but do not debate or argue with them. You cannot afford to argue with a fool because he will not listen to you. Stalkers would actually pretend to be shocked at your reaction and try to convince you that you are being unreasonable. Don't fall for these tricks. Be wary. Keep a record of their abnormal behavior. Report to the parents, friends, and also to the police. It's very important. And other signs you need to be aware of when someone is actually stalking or looking out for you. They show up unannounced and give unwanted gifts. They may spread rumors online or in person. They may use fake profiles to contact the victim after they have been blocked on their personal account. They may hack into their victim's email, social media, or other accounts. That is, they may do the misuse of the social media accounts. So you need to be very, very, very cautious and live your life with pride. Live your life with full conviction. Live your life happily. But just you need to be little cautious of these signs. Never be afraid of anything. Never let yourself down, because you are an amazing creation by the God. You are the God's child. Everyone is a God's child. But the sad thing is, some people who are also the God's children, they forget their own real virtues, and rather they get their minds polluted with the virtues gifted by the Kalyug, and then they keep on troubling other children of God. That is, they keep on troubling their own brothers and sisters. So on this note, I would like to end my session, and I would like to give one more message to my dear sisters. Don't be fake and lose your face. Just be what you are. And never, never, never indulge in fear. You are the strongest person on the planet. Never, 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 never forget this. And also, my message to my dear brothers would be, never, never be fake and lose your face, because originally you are so pure. You are so divine. You are the child of the Almighty Father. You are the strongest person. You are the gem. You are very precious. Realize your strengths. Realize your innate qualities of divinity, and make your life so precious that everyone would be amazed to see how precious you are. And raise your own self. We know the parents and children, we know that the parents raise their children, teachers raise their students, but I would say raise your own self in such a way that you will be proud one day that you have raised a gem, you have raised a pure crystal, a diamond. So on this note, thank you so much. Namaste.